Okay, we're ready for this standard recap. Trig and probability. Okay, it says, first problem, I have 8 pants, 30 shirts, 15 pairs of socks. How many possible outfits can we create? Well, you can only wear 1 pair of pants, and there's 8 to pick from. You can only wear 1 shirt. There's 30 of those to pick from. And then 1 pair of socks, 15 to pick from. Okay. So 8 times 30 times 15 is 3,600 outfits. Okay, now to avoid getting confused on the next 3, I got a little tip for you. There are 5 people in a race. How many complete orders of finish are possible? I want you to write these 2 words, have and pick. So how many people do we have in the race? We got 5. Now, complete orders of finish means we need to pick all of them, okay? So with all, it's just 5 factorial, 5 exclamation, and I just multiply 5 by 4 by 3 by 2 by 1, okay? That is 120 orders. Okay, now the next 2, you're going to definitely want to follow my advice because I have people that get 85s on this standard. They can't get it up to mastery because they don't listen to how to differentiate these 2 problems. There are 40 people in a marathon. How many possibilities of first, second, third, and fourth place finishes are possible? Okay, so I have 40. But I'm not going to pick all 40. It says first, second, third, fourth, so I pick 4. Now, you see the words first, second, third, fourth. Those are rankings, so they are being ranked. Okay? So if they are being ranked, first, second, third, fourth, you use the permutation. 40, 4, and then there'd be 36 I don't really care about. And I don't use that 4 on a permutation. It's just 40 exclamation divided by 36 exclamation. Okay, so I go 40. I'm going to stop the countdown at 36. And the 36 is canceled. Okay, and then I multiply just a numerator. 40 times 39 times 38 times 37. So it's 2,193,360. There are 30 people in a P class. I'm making teams of 3. How many possible teams can I make up? So I have 30, and I pick 3, but I do not see first, second, third ever stated in the problem, so that means those 30 are not really being ranked. You pick 3, and then that's the 3 you pick. You don't have to rank all those 3. So that would be using the combination. And with combinations, we need to use all 3. So 30 exclamation, 27, and 3. Okay, so 30 times, I'd stop obviously at 27 rather than 3. Okay, so the 27s can be canceled. And then this, again, needs to be numbered down 3 by 2 by 1. So I need to put parentheses around that because I need to divide out the ranking of those 3, okay? 4,060. And the label for this would be finishes, and the label for this would be teams, okay? Okay, now, calculate the 3 trig ratios of the angle theta, okay? I need to pull something out here real quick because I forgot the packet I'm using. I kind of forgot, okay? So, with the 3 trig ratios, again, when I'm doing these right triangles, I need to write so, right away, ka, toa. And that's sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, and I also need to label my sides, okay? Here's my right angle, but that's your hypotenuse. Here's your theta sign. Across from that is the opposite, and that's A. Okay. All right, now what am I doing? The three trig ratios are sine of theta, cosine of theta, and tangent of theta, okay? Okay, so these are all ratios. Those are my answers. And I know two of the sides, but I need to find the third. Well, you got to use my Pythagorean theorem to find the third. So a squared plus o squared equals h squared. Okay, so a I know is 15 to the second. The o I know is 7 to the second. And the hypotenuse I don't know, so that's x to the second. So that's 225 plus 49. And then I can add those, are on the same side. 274. Okay, so I find the square root of both sides. And I want the square root found with the 2. Okay, so 274 won't divide by 169. It will not divide by 144. It won't divide by 121. Won't divide by 100. I know that. It'd have to end in 2 zeros to do that. 81. Nope. 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 25. You know it won't if it doesn't end in a 5. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's a big heaping failure, so I keep it in its square root. And h is the square root of 274. Now sine, that's o over h. So the o is 7, and the h is the square root of 274. I don't need the denominator rationalized. That's stupid, okay? A over h, so a is 15, and h is the square root of 274. Then tangent over a, okay? So 7 over 15. Okay, my next problem, again, I'm going to write that SOHCAHTOA, and then label our sides on SOHCAHTOA. That's the hypotenuse. Here's the theta, so 16 is the opposite. The adjacent's 5. So I'm doing the same thing. The sine of theta, cosine of theta, and our tangent of theta, okay? All right, so I know two of the sides. I need to know all three sides to fill out the rest, okay? So I know when I know two and I just need the third side, I set up my Pythagorean theorem. So a is 5 to the second, the o is 16 to the second, and again, the h is unknown. So it's going to be 25. 16 to the second is 256, and x to the second. Okay, so I can add these two. That's 281 equals x to the second, and I find the square root using this method, not the other way. That was a fail, okay. Fail. Fail. 100 won't work, I know it won't. Nope. 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 Okay. So h is the square root of 281. Okay, so sine o over h, so it's 16 over the square root of 281. Cosine a over h, that's 5 over the square root of 281. And then o over a is 16 over 5. Okay, the next problem. Calculate the angle measurements and side measurements of this triangle. So first, write your SOHCAHTOA. Okay, and then my hypotenuse is 24. I don't have theta, okay, instead I have 27 degrees, so that's our opposite, and that's our reference angle in A. Okay, so now I'm doing something different, though. I need to find the 3 angles and the 3 sides. Okay, the angles are easy. You got a 90-degree angle, you got 27, and then to find the third, you know, any triangle adds up to 180. And that is going to be 63. But don't put 63 in there. I only want 27. So the sides, I just know 24. So Pythagorean doesn't do me any good. I'm not going to use that. Okay, so I need to find these other sides, and they're the O and the A. And the side I do know is H, so I pair these both with H, and then I use ratios like that. Okay, now O and H would be the sine function, and A and H would be the cosine function. And then the reference angle is 27 degrees, okay? And I always put a 1 under it. Now remember, the sine is O over H, and the cosine up here is the A over the H. Okay, so O is the one we don't know, so that's X. Okay, and then the H I do know is 24. So here's my X, so I'm going to multiply these. Sine 27 times 24. 10.90 was what that would be, 10.9. And then divide by 1 is still 10.9. So I have a side that's 10.9. And now some people ask me, should I go to Pythagorean now that I know 2 sides? No, because Pythagorean with decimals is a hassle. Okay, just go here, stay to the plan. A, so A is unknown, and H is 24. Okay, so I take cosine of 27 times 24, so 21.38. Divided by 1 is still 21.38. Okay, now I have this other problem. You have it in your packet, but I need to write it real quick. Okay. Okay, here's what yours look like. Okay, you got this triangle. So again, ka, toa, and then label your sides. You have the hypotenuse is 28. Here's my reference. It's theta, opposite, and the adjacent. Now this one you're just finding how many degrees are in the angle measurement. So just put blank degrees. As soon as we have that one answer, we're done. Okay. All right, so what are the 2 sides I know? Well, I know this and I know this. Okay, so O and H would be the sine function. Sine, and we don't know that angle, it's theta, equals O over H, so 13 over 28. Okay. So to find the angle measurement, we just write theta equals, and I move the word sine to the other side, but then it's inverse sine to the -1 power and then 13 over 28. Okay. And you just need to do your second sine, 13 divided by 28. Okay. And 27.66 degrees.